Agriculture is the oldest human activity. It has evolved with us, from the plow to the most modern technologies. Automation, control, and precision. But we went even further, overcoming the limits of the soil, optimizing techniques and resources, producing more with less space. How? Thanks to the hydroponics. The term derives from the Greek language and it means water that works. In fact, with this technique, the roots take nutrients directly from the water in which they are immersed. Utopia? No. The principle of hydroponics have been known for centuries. Just think of the Babylonian hanging garden and their extraordinary irrigation system. Or the Chinampas, the artificial Aztec island in which plants grew directly above the surface of the lakes. Or even to the floating Chinese garden documented by Marco Polo. However, here in the West, these techniques were studied only from the 17th century, starting with the Francis Bacon publication, then moving on the first hydroponic experiments by Van Helmont and John Woodward at the end of the century. Only in the 20th and 30s of the 20th century we can start talking about modern hydroponic thanks to Frederick Gericke, who not only coined the term hydroponic, but also gave life to the first commercial project. The media hype was high, but cultivation in the field remained more advantageous and a hydroponic application was therefore limited to the situation in which there was more need. This is the case of the tiny island of Wake, in the middle of the Pacific, where at the end of the 30s was created the first hydroponic production plant to supply the Pan American Airlines crew with fresh vegetables. Or it is the case of several islands of the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean during the Second World War that became the site of hydroponic plantation aimed at feeding American and British troops. During the following decades, these technologies became cheaper and more productive, thanks to the material innovation promoted especially by NASA, interested in growing fresh food directly in space to improve the diet of its astronauts. In 2010, hydroponics received a further boost thanks to Professor Dixon Despommier of Columbia University, who challenged his students to find solutions to cultivate in Manhattan. The concept of vertical farming is born, exploiting the space in the height of the buildings with super technological hydroponic cultivation in a controlled environment. In fact, vertical farms are growing all over the world, from America to Asia. Moreover, the advantages are obvious, from saving soil to water up to 90%, growing a pesticide-free product all year long, regardless of external conditions, reducing the impact of transport, using more renewable energy, and at the same time increasing productivity. But today, it is possible to cultivate what we like best, also inside our home. Just choose the best system for your family, for a more sustainable future. For everyone.